Yo YouTube, ZACK here, and this is Queer and Disabled. I'm gonna be talking about some heavy stuff tonight, so buckle in. Here we go. I know my introductory video is not yet up. Hopefully you will be seeing that in the next couple of weeks. But here's a quick rundown. My full name is Zachary, but you can call me Zach for short. I'm a 29-year-old trans man from Colorado, and I am deaf with a cochlear implant. I elaborate a lot more in that in my introductory video, so just sit tight for that. But as of right now, I feel like this is a more pressing issue that needs to be talked about. Uh, I feel as a LGBTQ plus community YouTube channel, we should at least acknowledge what is happening, what has happened in the last couple of weeks. If you're not caught up in the news, basically the New York Times has done an article about a memo that's been floating around in the Trump administration stating that they should redefine what is gender or sex. And let me just read what they just proposed. Basically, the proposed definition would define sex as either male or female, unchangeable is the key word, and determined by the genitals that the person is born with. Any dispute about one sex would have to be clarified using genetic testing, because we all know how reliable that shit is, isn't it? So why is this such a big deal in terms of the transgender community, and why you've been seeing the hashtag WontBeErased? Based on that definition, when a person doesn't agree with their gender that they were born with, um, the government is essentially saying you don't exist as a person, and we won't have any protection for you, protection from discrimination and things like that. Basically, if you want to keep your job or interview for a job or even just to get education, and if the other person says, oh, I see you are portraying yourself as a different person than different gender than you were from your birth, I cannot give you this job. We will hire you for that. And the government just can be able to shrug their shoulder and say, hey, yeah, they're right. We can't protect you from that. You don't have the job anymore. And that's not fair. That's not treating us fairly compared to other cis people. Um, we have already known for the longest time, ever since Trump has taken office, that he does not like transgender people. A while back, as you will remember, he tried to ban transgender people from being part of the military. And in February 2017, he did, you know, prevent having life-saving guidance supporting transgender people as students, and they reversed the Justice Department policy of supporting transgender workers in federal court in October 2017, so practically a year ago. And now, October 2018, literally, I'm not kidding, days after the memo release, the lawyers from the Trump administration has pushed this agenda even further by filing a Supreme Court argument that it is legal to fire transgender employee as of right now. It feels like cis people look at this and realize that there is an existence of transgender people, and they don't understand what is happening, why they are who they are, and make it into a problem. They're like, oh, they exist. We have to do something about this. Okay, if you say so. Now, it is pretty scary times as of right now. Um, this memo is not law, it's not anything yet. It's basically an outline of what the administration wants to do. We've already seen what I've listed earlier, that they want to roll back protection for transgender people, all the rights for them, but this does not mean anything as of right now. It's just to give an idea what their plans are in going forward. And I find it funny that they released this memo literally, no, they didn't release it. I don't know how it got found, but we found out this thing before, literally right before the election, which just to me that the Trump administration is trying to push forward in starting to make this happen before the election, before the Democrats come in and ruin their plans. I guess I keep coming back to that point of how are transgender people hurting you? How are we a threat to the society if we just want to be ourselves? If we want to be more true to ourselves, making ourselves more comfortable. It's the fact that we feel wrong in our own body, in the way that society perceives us. Why is that such a scary thing? Why is that such a bad thing to cis people? That's not something I'll ever be able to understand why people are so adamant against it. When we just want to be treated like human beings like the rest of y'all. Okay? What is this administration gonna do for the different category of people? Non-binary. There's so many more people nowadays who came out as binary, non-binary, and they don't identify as either male or female, or they identify as both, they're bigender, genderfluid. They're all transgender in a umbrella sense. They may not feel comfortable saying they're transgender, but they fall under that category because they don't 100% agree with the gender that they were born with. And here's another big category that they haven't even considered: the intersex people. What are they going to do with all these wonderful, unique individuals? They're just going to round them up and then try to stick them into a box and hope that it works out. Life is not that cut and dry. It's not black and white. You can't just round up big groups of people and just squish them to fit your plans however you want them. It doesn't work that way. I think part of the problem is that there's so many of us coming out these days that we're practically coming in waves, and cis people are just kind of nervous about it, like, what the hell is going on? They keep forgetting the fact that transgender people have always existed. There's always been evidence that they have been around. The point being, there's so many of us now, and there's probably going to be so many more. We will not give this fight up. We will keep fighting for our rights to exist, to just be ourselves and be human beings. It's going to be a sucky battle. I know politics is such a shitty thing in general, but it is important. If you're registered, please just vote. I hope you vote, or if you already did, yay, awesome. So, for all of you transgender people, non-binary people, anyone who falls under the umbrella, I just want to let you know that you are valid. You are respected. You are loved. And we will not give up. There's no reason to lose hope now, because we are stronger than ever before.
Hey everybody, it's SHAWN. And if I look very tired, it is because I am exhausted. In addition to the Trump memo coming out on Sunday, this past Sunday, almost a week ago now, it's Friday, there have been some pretty traumatic and very, very hurtful events going on in the university I go to. As worried as I am for myself under the Trump administration and their desire to erase and take away protection from trans people, to openly discriminate against us, to take away civil rights that they think we don't deserve, and that is what they wrote word for word. Beyond just the intrinsic fear I have, I'm jumpy, for myself, I'm mostly concerned with how the younger trans people I help support and mentor. I'm worried about them more than anyone else. When I realized that I was transgender, it was one of the most liberating experiences of my life. And it was, to summarize, it was very, very, very stressful for me. I lost a lot of things and people very important to me that couldn't accept that about me. And it was really, really hard, but it was one of the best decisions I've made in my entire life. It changed everything for me. And I don't want that freedom taken away from kids who haven't done anything to deserve it. I feel very, very alone. I've had 2 breakdowns this week so far. I say so far because I feel like I'm on the verge of another one almost. I feel very, very, very alone. I feel very isolated. And I feel very, very unsupported, which is ridiculous because I have so many people rallying for me and rallying for trans rights in general, and they're supporting me the best that they can, but it's not enough. Which I feel terrible saying, but it's not enough until it gets changed. And I don't want to have to see where this goes next. I don't want to sit here and watch the time go by as we wait with bated breath for the midterms. I don't want to wait and just see and feel helpless. I don't want to go through another Kavanaugh where we did whatever we could and it wasn't enough. And we just had to sit and watch the nightmare unfold in front of us and be okay with it. The outpouring of support that we need is not there for anyone. It's not there for people of color. It's not there for the disabled community. It's not there for the LGBT community. It's especially not there for the intersections of those communities. It's not there for people who are poor. It's not there for people who are unable to have access to education or people who are homeless. It's not available. That support is not there for abuse survivors. It's not there for anyone. It's not there for sexual assault survivors. It's not there for anyone. There's no support system in place. No one is showing up for each other, and they need to. We need to show up for each other. I'm very, very scared. I'm very, very scared, not only for the trans community, but for every single minority in this country. Our lives and our experiences and our rights and our humanity is going to be ripped apart and examined like it's something that other people can just look at like a novelty or a zoo exhibit. We told you this was going to happen. You guys didn't fucking listen. Vote. If you're in the United States, vote. Vote. You have to vote if you are able to. You have to. You have to. Please. And rally behind us. And rally behind every single minority that is going to be hurt and who has already been hurt.
Now this next person, you're going to have audio only. They are not in a safe space to be able to do a video.
Hello, it's Emma. I'm not terribly happy at the moment. I don't have a whole lot to say that hasn't already been said. I know a lot of other YouTubers have made their videos, and really, if I let myself go on as long as I'd like, I'd probably just end up on a long, loud, angry rant, and I'd cry a bit. So, we're going to keep this short. Our lovely president decided that, us trans folk shouldn't exist anymore, which is a problem because we exist. So they want to tear down our civil rights, and that is is definitely worrying, because, it's not just about being trans for me. It's about being trans and disabled. So I'm especially vulnerable here. I don't know what's going to happen legally. Am I still going to have, my other protections? Am I just going to be treated like a, am I still going to be protected because of being legally blind? Or, is the whole trans thing going to override it? I don't know. We don't know. And that's why we're all so worried about this, because we don't know how this is going to go. But all we know is that it's bad. This is bad. There's no way that you look at that is this good. So at this point, really the only thing that we can do is vote. And I really want to stress how important it is to go and vote. The single best thing that you can do right now is go and vote. It is almost election day. People need to get out and vote. I myself have already voted. And while I'm not terribly happy with the way the Democrats have handled themselves, especially during the 2016 election, I don't think it's quite as bad as the platforms that the Republican Party has. But hey, this is what you got to do in a country with a first-past-the-post voting system. A lot of the times you have to end up choosing between the lesser of two evils. And I'm not referring to specific people, because there are a lot of good candidates out there, but the party as a whole is one that I'm not super happy with. But hey, right now we need to paint some blue here, because things are not looking good. I'm gonna keep my positivity though. I gotta stay strong. I gotta keep going. And now with making updates here, I hope that somebody is gonna watch this video who it's gonna benefit. I hope there are people out there who will watch this and be inspired, I suppose. I don't think of myself as an inspiring person, but I'm very subjective towards me. Maybe someone else will think, yeah, look at them. Look at them. They're voting, they're staying positive. I want other people to do that. Because right now, we need to be strong. We need to make sure that our voices are heard, because we are not going to be erased. We're here to stay, and we're going to fight for our rights.
I find it disheartening that my government is trying to force me back into the closet. And if that's the case, I am going kicking, biting, screaming, punching. It took me 41 years to realize something that I knew about myself and didn't have the words to express when I was 11. I'm not giving that up. I'm frustrated and I'm angry. It's cruel and it's absolutely horrible. And there's a part of me that can't help wonder if this is noise. A lot of times what the Trump administration will do is that they'll create a ruckus over here and then go do something sneaky and underhanded over here. So we're all looking over here when we should be looking over here. I also can't help wonder if this is Trump trying to rile up his base. I mean, midterm elections are tomorrow. That's the day we vote here, November 6th. But unfortunately, there is an uphill battle. One of the things that happens here is they arrange and draw the weirdest maps to try and disenfranchise people of color, disenfranchise the Democratic voters, making it very hard for us to get wins in certain counties. Actually, a lot of counties. It's called gerrymandering, and there's a lot of that as well as voter suppression. A friend of mine went to go vote in a school he works at, and there was somebody outside with a Ted Cruz pin, and what they were doing, it was raining out. The dude was out there telling people that the polls were closed because it was raining. They don't close because it's raining. I mean, come on. It's just some really underhanded tactics. Plus, there's issues where people are getting bumped off voter rolls, and a lot of people who are minorities. It's insane. This is just insane. It almost feels like the beginning of the end. I mean, I feel like we're in that point in The Handmaid's Tale where we're watching the past and how all this stuff was starting to become the way it was, and everybody missed it. I'm starting to feel like it's like that. Like, we're in that period right now, and it's kind of scary, actually. What can you do? Vote. Tomorrow's election day. Go vote. If you are over 18, go vote. If you need help getting to the polls, ask somebody for help. There's several groups out there that provide rides in order to get people to the polls. Seriously, go vote. Yes, it is tomorrow, November 6th. And we just had daylight savings time, so don't let that screw up your ability to get to the polls either. Find a support group. So check LGBT-friendly churches. Most cities, I believe, have, or many cities anyways, have a LGBT center somewhere in town. If you can find that, there may be groups already set up. And if you can't find one, make one. Check if there's a PFlag chapter in your area, and if there's not, contact them, and I'll put a link in the description, and ask them about setting one up. Check with Gender Infinity, check with Human Rights Campaign. I'll put links in the description for them as well. You know, if there's not a chapter in your area, see what you need to do to start one. Do self-care. Whatever it is that makes you happy, do it. Now, for those who are feeling that they need some extra help because they're depressed and feeling suicidal, there's a number that you can call called Trans Lifeline. You can also call the suicide hotline. I'll put their number in the description as well. Also, there's a campaign by Aaron Ansuini that he's doing. I'm going to put a link to that in the description as well. He's selling this shirt, and all proceeds are going to Trans Lifeline, as well as he's going to be trying to help people pay for name and gender marker changes. There's a saying that I heard on Teen Wolf once, the one done by MTV recently, and it's, when you're going through hell, keep going. And I feel like that kind of really applies here. So let us know how you feel about this. Tell us in the comments, and let's find a way to support each other. We are a large community. They cannot erase us. And if you're up to it, fight back. Find organizations that you can join. PFlag, Human Rights Campaign. Here in Texas, there's Equality Texas. Gender Infinity, I don't know if they're just Texas or not, but check those places out. See, volunteer. Volunteer for political campaigns. And remember, you are valid. You're beautiful. You exist. You have the right to exist. Vote, assemble, and fight back.